So the day for us to travel had come. We packed our suitcases, we had our dogs ready. We had to train our dogs to go in and out of the kennel because our dogs slept in bed with us, they stayed on the couch. They were never in a kennel. If we went anywhere, we would get somebody to come to the house and stay with them so that we wouldn't have to, disrupt their life. But we had trained them. They were very smart dogs. We trained them to go into the kennel, and we had our suitcases packed. And the days here, we are traveling to Italy. The day was very electric for us. The anticipation of the travel was just amazing. We were excited. The dogs were nervous. We were a little worried for the dogs because they had never been traveling for those many hours, and unfortunately, they were not gonna be in the cabin with us. They were gonna be where I guess where all the suitcases are, in an area where they put pets. But we knew we wanted to do this, and we knew we wanted to take our dogs. The alternative would have been to leave them here, and that was never going to be a question. They came with us. So here we are. It's a day that we're going to Sicily. I'm excited. My husband is excited. The anticipation. Everything's electric. At that time, we weren't talking to our kids. Well, they weren't talking to us, so we did not even say goodbye to them. And it was just my husband and I, and we, you know, it was the time to go, and we packed our things. We called the Uber with the minivan that could carry everything. We actually had scheduled a van to come ahead of time that has space for the dogs and space for our suitcases, and space for us. And we headed to the airport. I do want to mention something else, that while we were selling our home, renting our home, selling the furniture, getting the dogs ready to come, my brother and his partner in Italy were looking for a house for us to rent and furnish it. So they did all of that. I could not be more pleased. I would send my brother money, and he would buy furniture, but they actually found us a beautiful place that we saw, remotely. He would send us video of different places, of different apartments that they would see, and would be like, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. And then we found the one that we did like, and we rented it. So then we're doing a contract with those people, long distance contract, and we did that. That's more paperwork. And then, I needed to be furnished by the time we got back. And I would send my brother money, and I would tell him, this is what I want. And he would call me from the stores, the couch store, the sofa store. It would be like, what about this couch? What about that couch? And that's how I picked my furniture. I actually designed an entire kitchen from IKEA, beautiful kitchen for the house. He took the measurements, we worked with the designer from IKEA, and the kitchen came out beautiful. Just a note, when you rent or buy in Sicily or in Italy, anywhere there, the kitchen doesn't come furnished. So you have to furnish it yourself. Here when you buy a house or when you rent a home, the kitchen is, you already have your cabinet, your refrigerator, your stove, your mug, everything. There you don't. So it's just like any other rooms, like a bedroom. You have to buy furniture for the bedroom. In Italy, you have to buy furniture for the kitchen. And that's what I did. I designed a beautiful kitchen from IKEA, long distance, and it worked out great. But I hadn't seen it yet. We hadn't seen anything. So now, remember, we had left. We were on the plane going to Sicily. So, a couple of steps back, we got to the airport with the dogs. We checked the dogs in, made sure we talked to everybody, and asked them, a million questions about how the dogs were gonna be, where they were gonna be, if they were gonna give them water. There were specifications. We had to get a water bowl for the dogs that would be on the inside of the kennel. We did all of that. We had to follow the rules, obviously. And so we let the dogs go. We checked them in. We checked in our luggages. And now we're in the airport waiting for our first flight to Munich. And we were excited. I mean, we it was electric. The anticipation was just, something else. And we wanted to be in Sicily. We were done with America. Um, I wanted to go. I wanted to visit my family, visit all the different towns, travel all over Europe. That was gonna be our future, and that's what we did. We got on a plane and first flight, go to Munich. So we got to Munich and we went immediately where they keep all the dogs that are traveling, and we asked about the dogs, and the girls were doing fine. Side note, we researched the best airline, a commercial airline, to travel for the dogs, and we found that Lufthansa had the highest ratings, and so we chose Lufthansa. We had never flown with them before, but we chose them this time because we wanted our dogs to be as comfortable as possible, and we wanted them to be treated well. And we found a lot of good reviews, and so we did use Lufthansa to travel to Italy. So we made it to Sicily. So we had finally made it to Sicily, and we were so energized, a little tired from the trip, but we were in Sicily. All the planning, all the paperwork, selling a home, selling furniture, doing all of that. We had made it to Sicily. So first thing we did, we went and got our girls, and they were confused. They were nervous. They were very happy to see us, jumping all over us. They were excited. They didn't know what was going on. For them, they were just happy to see us, but you could tell they were completely confused. Everybody's talking Italian. They're looking at us like, what the heck is happening here? And we got them, we got our suitcases, and we went outside, and my brother and his partner, they were there waiting for us. We told them to bring two cars, so they both came, and we went into the cars. We put me and one of the girls and some suitcases in one car, my husband, the other girl, and some suitcases in the other car, and we went to the home that I had rented in Sicily that I'd never seen. And the drive there was 40 minutes long, but it felt like hours. I don't know why, the anticipation. I was so excited. I was chatting, but at the same time, I'm looking around me and I'm watching the beautiful view of Sicily. It was really the highway, so there was not a huge view. But we live in a coastal town. Well, it's a mountain town, but you can see the water because it's an island, even though it's a very big island. Where we live, you can see the water. So the drive to where we rented the house, it's on the coast, and you could see the Ionic Sea all the way to the house. It was a lot of fun, and I was electrified, to say the least.